Like Dave Portnoy voted for Trump and he has been calling Trump out. He said, "What's the point of booting out illegals and criminals while somehow becoming a safe haven for the Tate Brothers?" All right, check this out. We've seen a lot of backlash over the past 24 hours after the Trump admin completely botched the rollout of these so-called Epstein files. And conservative commentators, they're noticing. MAGA voters are getting angry and they're also pretty desperate to come up with new conspiracy theories explaining why Trump refuses to release the full, unredacted Epstein files. And the answer to that is pretty obvious. It's because his name is on that list. But conservative commentators are seeing through the BS. Laura Loomer was incredibly mad on Twitter. Candace Owens got angry. People like Dave Portnoy, who voted for Trump, came out and said, "Yo, why is the admin acting so sketchy around the Epstein files? Why won't they just be released? What is this admin trying to hide?" And I think this could be a really good pressure point for this new administration. I mean, not only does it show their pure incompetency, but it shows that they prefer PR stunts over actual results, and it shows that they are also trying to hide the Epstein files. I mean, check out what Laura Loomer said. Laura Loomer is well known as a MAGA hardliner, and she said, "I'm not even joking. I literally feel physically nauseous over what happened at the White House today. I ordered dinner and I can't even eat it because I have no appetite from what happened today." Okay, she's being a little bit dramatic. She can't eat her dinner because of the Epstein file release. I mean, I know for a fact Laura Loomer doesn't actually care about the over 200 victims within these files. She cares about turning this into a media frenzy and trying to get a win on the libs. Or she's mad that libs of TikTok got invited, not her. But then Laura Loomer says, "This is really unacceptable, and everyone should be calling today's stunt out." And honestly, a lot of people did. A lot of top MAGA pundits were calling the stunt out as just a pure PR stunt. This top reply I find kind of funny. "I fear Bondi is spending Trump's political clout, which is not good. The Democrats are laughing tonight. Bondi should be ashamed. Trump has to make a statement to cover for Bondi, get her out of the AG office. Lord have mercy. Bondi's been the attorney general for like a week, and they already want to kick her out because they're saying that she botched this. She's using Trump's political clout, and they want her to be fired because of the Epstein release." Now, here's the thing. It is hilarious watching this happen. This person says, "Democrats are laughing tonight." We are. We're laughing as all of the Republicans scramble to try to come up with new theories as to why Trump can't release the Epstein files. I mean, there was a whole Twitter thread that we can get to from some MAGA commentator who said, "Oh, there's a real deep state who's stopping Trump right now, even though Trump has all three chambers." Well, he's got the House, he's got Congress, he's got the presidency. He basically has the Supreme Court wrapped around his finger. Who is the deep state at this point? Who the hell is stopping Trump from releasing the full, unredacted Epstein files other than Trump himself? I mean, it's pretty obvious why he doesn't want to, but let's continue. By the way, make sure you drop a like and scroll down to look at how close we are to 1 million subscribers. We are this close to 1 million subscribers. We're at 990,000. But some more Trump supporters said, "The release of the Epstein files has been completely mishandled from the get-go. I am highly disappointed, especially in Caroline Leavitt. This is not a game. Influencers have no business being included in this, and Representative Luna's task force was complete idiocy." This is coming from a Trump supporter. This account is a Trump supporter. The next person said, "Based on what I've seen over the past hour, the American people are hugely let down by the anticlimactic release of the Epstein files today. What was teased yesterday was not what we got today. Not even close. I support Trump, but this is horseshit." I told you, Trump supporters are fed up, and I think this could be a really good pressure point for us to poke at because yes, we can keep going. Trump is a felon. Trump is a convicted rapist. We can keep using these lines, but obviously these people do not give a shit. What they do seem to give a shit about are conspiracy theories and the current administration hiding stuff. The average voter right now is primed to hate the current administration. The average voter right now is primed to be doubtful and not have trust in the current admin. So we can kind of push on that and be like, hey, we've got a lot of fair questions. I mean, check out what Dave Portnoy did. Dave Portnoy is the CEO of Barstool Sports. It is a sports company mainly catered towards college bros. Imagine a bunch of frat bros who like sports. That's basically what Barstool Sports is. So it's a big deal that the owner of Barstool Sports is asking questions about the Trump admin. Check this out. I love this post from Dave Portnoy. He said, "If I'm going to be fair, these questions need to be asked today. 1, why is the release of the Epstein list always such a shit show?" Well, here's the thing. Trump clearly does not want the list to be released. That's why they're trying to do this huge PR stunt where they give it to conservative commentators like Libs of TikTok. Libs of TikTok got access to this file that ended up being a nothing burger. It's also because if we go to the files that were released, that were 95% redacted and mostly publicly available, Trump's name is in them. Trump's name is in the Epstein files, and they have been for years. We've known this for years. Now, here's the thing. People are going to be so mad that I say this, but just because your name is on this list does not mean that you were at Epstein's island doing terrible things. Now, we don't know about Trump, but like Stephen Hawking's name was on the flight list multiple times, and I would almost bet money that Stephen Hawking was actually just using that as transportation and not doing wild stuff at Epstein's island. I have a feeling Stephen Hawking was just using it for transpo, and it's fair to say that not every single name on this list is somebody who's like the worst person in the world, but it is a little bit sketchy. Dave Portnoy then asks, what's the point of booting out illegals and criminals while somehow becoming a safe haven for the Tate Brothers? God, what an amazing question right there. Donald Trump is claiming that immigrants bring crime into our country and are rapists or criminals or whatever, when, number one, that's not true. Immigrants commit crimes at lower rates than native-born U.S. citizens. But after Trump claims that, he will, in the next breath, try to get the Tate Brothers back, who are alleged human traffickers and alleged rapists. How are you going to import the Tate Brothers while also claim that Democrats are trying to import criminals? It doesn't make sense. Next, Dave Portnoy says, why is crypto in the toilet if Trump is the crypto king? And that's a good question as well. He's referring to the fact that Bitcoin is down 20% from Trump's inauguration, which was about a month ago. And yeah, if Trump is the crypto king, why is crypto currently spiraling down the drain? Why did Trump rug pull multiple shitcoins, with the Trump coin, the Melania coin, all of these random coins Trump rug pulled, and he's supposed to be the crypto king? It doesn't make sense. Dave Portnoy then asks, how far does Tesla stock have to crash before Elon goes back to work? That is a hilarious one, because as the Tesla stock falls and falls and falls, I mean, we can just look it up right here while we're on. Over the past month, you can see, since Elon has been busy, the Tesla stock has gone down 30% over the past month. That is bad. 30% over the past month is not a good indicator, especially since the leader of Tesla has been out and about in Washington, D.C. or at Mar-a-Lago. I mean, it's a good question. How far does a Tesla stock have to crash before Elon goes back to work? Now, just to zoom out for 1 second, this list of questions right here is a lot more important than we really think right now. And here's the reason. The key to changing people's mind about the Trump admin is going to be Socratic questioning. Socratic questioning is the process of asking very simple, common sense questions until people begin to think about it. And then you get to the base of why they believe something, and Socratic questioning really opens up how people feel. So when Dave Portnoy, let's call him the master bro, he's just like the bro of all bros. When he's out there using his public platform with millions of followers to ask questions about the Trump admin, such as, why is it a shit show? Why are they importing criminals? Why is crypto in the toilet? Why is Tesla crashing while Elon is out there fucking around? If Dave Portnoy can just plant a base level of skepticism in people's minds and show them that, hey, the Trump admin is sloppy as fuck. They are corrupt. They are a shit show. Everything they do is just an absolute PR stunt. That's a win. If Dave Portnoy can change the minds of even 20,000 frat bros who then realize, wait a minute, this entire administration is just a scam, then again, that is a massive win. At the same time, Laura Loomer is out there saying there is really a lack of independent thinking on our side. If the Biden admin did this, people would be losing their minds. And what she's referring to is a big stunt where you, quote unquote, release the Epstein files, but it's all just redacted, and you use political influencers like Libs of TikTok as a proxy to try to cover that up. Laura Loomer then says, this is why I stick to myself. I just can't stand the groupthink or the people involved. It's all so fake. Why can't people just admit the binders were propaganda? There we have, right there, a Trump surrogate, arguably one of Trump's little flings over the past year, saying that the admin is engaging in propaganda surrounding the Epstein files, which we know the admin engages in a lot of propaganda, but when it comes to the Epstein files, it becomes so clear why Trump is kind of touchy around them. Candace Owens then said, something about this Epstein release doesn't feel authentic. Why do we need phases of the release? And why not just release it to the entire public at large to comb through? Well, you kind of answer your own question in that, Candace Owens. The reason why they're not releasing it to the entire public is because they don't want the public to see what's in there, number one. Number two, they could make it this huge stunt by redacting it and then just giving it to conservative influencers. And also, I'm not gonna lie, people in the comments you can feel free to get mad at this. I think the Epstein files are all basically just overhyped conspiracy junk for people who want more entertainment. I mean, think about this. What's a bigger, cooler story to have in your head that any day now, any day, there's going to be this release where every single famous celebrity that you dislike and you see in Hollywood, every single liberal celebrity is actually a pedophile who owns this child sex trafficking ring and they were on this island. It's all just a little bit too movie-esque. The idea that every single celebrity in Hollywood, or that the vast majority of celebrities are all going to be on some itemized list where we can then arrest them. And it all just seems like QAnon schlock. Like if you're a QAnon supporter, this is the coolest story ever. Any day now, you're going to be the one who exposes everything. But like realistically, is there a scheme for Tom Hanks and Meryl Streep to sex traffic children on a daily basis? No, I don't think this exists. I don't think that scheme exists. But here are Trump supporters still getting more conspiratorial. So after Candace Owens says, something about this list just doesn't feel authentic, Trump supporters in the comments were making up more conspiracy theories. This dude says, I think there is a very good chance that the previous administration has compromised the list and that Trump is leveraging the list for other negotiations. I think we should all relax and let Trump and his team cook. I mean, it must be pleasant. It must be very pleasant to be this fucking stupid all the time. You know what I mean? You get to live with a level of just silence in your brain because this person thinks that Trump is leveraging the Epstein list for negotiation tactics after the Biden administration compromised the list. I mean, the level of mental gymnastics you have to do there to make Trump seem like the savior of the situation, just mind-boggling. Maybe the Trump admin doesn't want to release the full list unredacted because there are some names in there that will make Trump look pretty bad, like his own name, and also because it's all a big nothing burger. It is all a big nothing burger. Candace Owens then tweets out about an hour later. This is my favorite part. Candace Owens, after saying that the Epstein list was inauthentic, then tweets out about how the Tate Brothers are unfairly being prosecuted. This says, for those of us who actually read through their case, the Tate Brothers case, the restrictions that were placed on the Tate Brothers in Romania were always an act of intergovernmental corruption. So she's saying now that Andrew Tate is innocent. He's not a real sex trafficker, but she's also whining and crying because the Epstein list won't get released in its entirety. And here are the binders we've been referring to. That's Libs of TikTok, one of the worst people ever. That's DC Drano, some random Twitter user. It's great that random Twitter users are now dictating the policy and doing these massive releases. One conservative on Twitter said, I don't want social media influencers to drip feed the Epstein list to the public for clout. I want to see the DOJ drop the complete unredacted list on official channels and let the public see who the monsters are. This is dumb as fuck. So a lot of Trump voters who really did have their hopes up, you have to remember, these people had their hopes up and were expecting some massive bombshell, are now disappointed en masse in calling Trump. I think the most poignant one is this post from Portnoy, the Barstool bro, that says, these questions need to be asked today. But I'm going to leave it at that. Drop a like, subscribe so we can hit 1 million. I love every single one of you, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.